Perry bounces back with an 80-53 win over Walsh Jesuit, Worcester over Lake 48-39, and Canton South over Fairless 67-32.
Now you're caught up to date if you missed it. Now let's get into the big story of the day. As we woke up this morning and we saw this, I think Adam Schefter may have retweeted this, and it's a letter from Myles Garrett, and I'm just going to read the way it came out. As a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl. And that goal fuels me today more than ever. My love for the community in Northeast Ohio and the incredible fan base of the Cleveland Browns has made this one of the toughest decisions of my life. These past 8 years have shaped me into the man that I am today. While I've loved calling this city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I have requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. Your thoughts?
Not surprised by it at all, JT. Not surprised. 8 years, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 2017 he comes into the league. Aren't they 0-16 that year? I believe they are. In his 8th year, they're 3-14. So not much improvement from when he first came in to where he's at now, and he's a 6-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. I don't blame him one bit for asking out because that front office is a mess, and the only he gets his wish.
Here's what I look at. And this is no conspiracy, but the things that we've heard ever since they started maybe hem-hawing around or lighting a fire and fanning the flames, and where there's smoke, there's fire. We're not trading Myles Garrett at the Senior Bowl. We had heard so many things. We'd heard Andrew Berry make comments, and I'm paraphrasing, something to the effect that he's going to go straight from Cleveland to Canton. In that letter, Myles Garrett absolutely takes a shot, in my opinion, at Andrew Berry by saying the goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It's always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. So if you're constructing a team, and let's remember what he said at the end of the season, I'm not here for a rebuild, right? Something to that effect.
Well, we're going to hear from him here very shortly.
I understand.
As Brian pulled that.
But I'm just going by what he says in this letter. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, wait a minute. We want to make sure that we've got a team that's able to compete. And what are the questions that I asked last week? When we had Daryl Ryder on, when I had Scott Petrak on Friday, I said, do you believe that the Browns want you to think that they're a player away or a draft pick away from competing for postseason playoff spot, or maybe even or that close to being a team that can go deep into the playoffs and, dare I even say, get to and or win a Super Bowl? And they're like, well, you know, they've done a lot more in Washington than just get lucky with a draft pick, we'll call it, at quarterback. They did more at Philadelphia than just add Saquon Barkley. But everything that we've heard from Andrew Berry and ownership of the Browns is the fact that we're right where we need to be. Yeah, you won 3 games last year. I don't think you're in the right place.
I don't either. I think they're much further away. And guess who else thinks that? Myles Garrett
right.
issuing this statement today, right?